Shalom, all praises and glory go to the Most High Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai, Ba'asham Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, Apostle Tahar, Apostle Kabar, Apostle Rakar, Apostle Ramlam, and a Shalom to all the sincere Achim that are pushing this word, this sincerity, and the truth. Before I continue, I want to say that the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the children of Israel that the Bible speaks about, the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the chosen people of the Heavenly Father. And with that being said, the people that live in the land of Israel today, they go back to the Khazarians, which go back to the biblical Amalekites, which is the chief tribe of the nation of Esau Edom, and the people that call themselves white, European, Caucasian, Australian, American, they go back to the nation of Esau Edom. As y'all know, there's a lot of things going on. These videos are made to wake up our people, to lead them back to the Heavenly Father, because judgment is being passed upon the planet Earth. And this is an interesting article and interesting news, because the elders been talking to us, telling us and teaching us about certain prophecies in the Bible. You know that America is eventually gonna stand alone without the help of Europe. And one of the moves that would ensure this is what we read here, right? What I'm reading right here. It says NATO under Trump. Possibility and consequences of U.S. withdrawal from alliance, because Trump has been hammering on these other European countries to put in the financial burden as well of being a part of NATO, and they're not doing it. Why? Because they think like, hey, we have America, so we don't need to put that much effort into the NATO. America is doing the heavy lifting anyway. We just put this money that we need into other things, and we don't have to, how do you say that, fulfill that whole financial burden, now. But now, Trump is saying that, hey, whatever happens to the countries that didn't fulfill the agreement, they don't get defended, or America is going to step out of it. Because I believe Germany also a couple of days ago said that the 5% that how do you say that America was talking about concerning to put the GDP of I'm not too familiar with these terms, but let's say 5% of whatever of the complete money they have, I believe, needs to go to 5% of their income has to go to how do you say that, the military, and that's not happening. You see, so and 5%. How do you say that? Germany said 5% is too much. So now let's read this article. It says Donald Trump is threatening to withdraw the United States from NATO, and he said this before as well. This raises questions about whether this is possible, what challenges the alliance faces, and whether European NATO members can ensure their security independently. But then what will happen is that Europe will have to switch sides then, and that's going to happen as well, because they're going to burn America with fire, as it says in the scriptures in Revelation, man. It says, contents, where NATO expects attacks, should NATO count on the United States? Does NATO make sense without the United States? Consequences for Ukraine. The first NATO Secretary General, the British Hastings Ismay, once formulated the alliance purpose as follows: keep the Russians out, the Americans in, and the Germans down. To a certain extent, this statement is still true today, only in a more acute form. NATO is facing a number of external and internal challenges, and Donald Trump's rise to power in the United States is just one of them. During his first presidency, Donald Trump was skeptical of NATO as a collective force that could maintain security in the North Atlantic. He said that European members spend little on defense and use the security umbrella provided by the United States, the most powerful member of the alliance. There was even talk of a possible U.S. withdrawal from NATO. On the eve of his second presidency, Trump is voicing the same claims, although Europeans have begun to spend more on their defense. In general, the threat to the European members of the alliance from Russia has become more than obvious. In general, let me read that again. In general, the threat to the European members of the alliance from Russia has become more than obvious. All of this means challenges for Ukraine as well, because NATO countries have become rare in deterring Russian aggression. Meanwhile, they're the aggressors, man. They're close to the border of Russia. You know, they're close fucking around over there. Excuse my French, but yeah, that's what they do. But they hold themselves not guilty, man. They always the good guys, man. Meanwhile, they the devil, man. Where NATO expects attacks. Supporting Ukraine remains a top priority for NATO as an organization in general and for its European members in particular. Security in the Black Sea remains equally important to NATO. However, the Ukrainian defense forces have seriously thinned out the Russian Black Sea fleet and military infrastructure in the occupied Crimea, so the threat in this area is relatively less. At the same time, European intelligence data indicate that Russia does not plan to stop at Ukraine and is preparing for aggression in other areas. And that's a lie, man. In February, German Defense Minister Boris Pistorius did not rule out an attack on a NATO member state in the medium term. February German Defense Minister, he said he could not predict whether and when an attack on NATO territory might occur, but it could happen in 5 to 8 years. Meanwhile, that has never happened, man. But they, through false stories, want you to believe now that they're doing good by fucking around there close to the border of Russia, which is stupid, man. In June, Norwegian Armed Forces Commander-in-Chief Erik Kristoffersen said in an interview with Bloomberg that NATO has 2 to 3 years to prepare for a possible confrontation with Russia. This time frame is related to the restoration of Russia's military potential after a full-scale invasion of Ukraine. Moreover, this threat will increase if part of the sanctions against Russia is lifted during the negotiations. November 22nd, President of Germany's Federal Intelligence Service Bruno Kahl said that Russia may try to achieve disunity among NATO members. Speaking at a conference of the German Society of Foreign Policy, he noted that Russia, in particular, could launch aggression against the Baltic states but it didn't happen, man. So what are they talking about, man? All the time is, yeah, he can do this and he can do that, but y'all doing it, man. Y'all in Ukraine shooting into the territory of Russia, and they say no, Russia is aggressive. Can you believe these devils, man? You can believe a word they say, man. In particular, could launch aggression against the Baltic states. Among the potential dangerous areas of attack is first of all the Suwalki corridor, a narrow section connecting Poland and Lithuania. But did it happen? No, it did not happen, man. You see? But anyway, man, with that, I ain't gonna read all of this. Should NATO count on the United States against the backdrop of all these threats? Let's go to the scriptures, man. Let's go to the scriptures, because these devils, man, hey, you can't believe a word they say, man. They unreasonable pieces of dung, man. They unreasonable pieces of dung, man. Can't believe a word they say. A word, man. So this is Daniel chapter 2, verse, let me start at 40. And the fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron, for as much as iron breaketh in pieces, and subdueth all things, and as iron that breaketh all these shall it break in pieces and bruise. And whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, part of potter's clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided, but there shall be in it of the strength of the iron. For as much as thou sawest the iron mixed with miry clay. That's the Roman Empire revisited, becoming the neo-colonial American empire, you could say. With miry clay. And as the toes of the feet were part of iron and part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. You see, so not only in military capability. Like America is strong, France is kind of strong, Germany is kind of strong, but the rest of them is weaklings, man. You know, uh, 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 what else? Um, the other countries like Holland ain't strong militarily, but it's then again it's strong economically. Italy is not strong militarily, neither economically. You know, Greece is not strong militarily, neither economically. You know, Holland is strong economically, but not militarily. You know, so Belgium is strong economically, but not militarily. So this is what's happening. You know, partly strong and partly weak. You know, and they will never come together again because they're going against each other as well, man. You know, so verse 42, and as the toes of the feet were part of iron and part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. And whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay. Okay, jump into Revelation, right? Let's go to Revelation chapter 17, right? Was it 17? Let's see what it says, man. So this is Revelation 17 and 13. Let me start at 12. And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. You know, these have one mind, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. You know, and the beast is talking about NATO, right? These shall make war with the Lamb, you know, which is Yahushai, and the Lamb shall overcome them, for he is the Lord of lords, man, and King of kings. And they that are with him are called chosen and faithful, okay? And that's talking about the elect right there. You know, those that are with him, right? And he said unto me, the waters which thou sawest where the horse sitteth are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues, you see? And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. What fire? Fire of the nuclear missiles, man. You know? So with that, I'm gonna keep it a little bit short, man. With that, maybe I'll have another scripture. Let me see. Let me think, man. Let me think. You know, so not only they're gonna be burnt up, man. You see. So with that, I'm gonna say all praises and glory go to the Most High Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone that are pushing this word of sincerity and the truth. Second Ezra's 15. Behold, clouds from the east and from the north unto the south, and they are very horrible to look upon, full of wrath and storm. They shall smite one upon another, and they shall smite down a great multitude of stars upon the earth, even their own star, and blood shall be from the sword unto the belly, and dung of men unto the camel's hoof. Right? That's how many people are gonna be dead, man. And there shall be great fearfulness and trembling upon earth, and they that see the wrath shall be afraid, and trembling shall come upon them. You see, but we're not going to be afraid because Yahweh Bashem Yashai is going to put another spirit upon us, man. And then shall there come great storms, which is talking about how they say that, troops, okay, a lot of troops from the south and from the north, and another part from the west. And strong winds shall arise from the east, and shall open it, and the cloud which he raised up in wrath, and the stars stirred to cause fear toward the east, and west wind shall be destroyed. See? So there's going to be a lot of destruction in the Middle East, man. The great and mighty cloud shall be lifted up, full of wrath, and the star that they may make all the earth afraid, and them that dwell therein, and they shall pour out over every high and eminent place an horrible star, man. You know, we're just talking about the missiles, right? Fire and hail, fleeing swords fleeing sores and many waters, that all fields may be full, and all rivers with abundance of great waters, man. So with that, I'm going to say all praises and glory go to the Most High, Yahweh Bashem Yashai. Shalom.